Hey everybody, welcome to the XD Daily Creative Challenge. I am your host who's turning down the sound on his computer. That's me, Jesse Showalter, the guy that makes some mistakes. We all make mistakes, and it's Tuesday, so we're just shaking off the rust a little bit still. Welcome to the XD Daily Creative Challenge. Got people in the chat. Tim's in the chat. Corey, Monir, Ryan, Cornelian, and Lena are in the chat. Tell me where you're coming from today. Where are you chatting with us and joining us from? And what's your favorite thing about it no longer being Monday? What do you love about Tuesday? Is something special? It's Taco Tuesday. Of course, always Taco Tuesday. But are you really actually going to have a taco today? I guess that's a question. Well, if you are wondering what you're doing here, what do we do? This is the XD Daily Creative Challenge, where we sharpen your UI and UX design skills in just 9 challenges. And we're on week 2. We've been doing something kind of interesting. Last week we did a UI design crash course, and this week we're doing a little bit. Somebody said, yeah. The good news is we're closer to Friday. I agree. I'm in full agreement with that. This week we're doing a UX crash course. That means we're just going over some of the basic foundational principles of UX design, and we're using Adobe XD to do it. Let's look at my screen and just check out what the Daily Creative Challenge is all about. First, each day you're going to receive those challenges. They unlock down here at behance.net/challenge/XD. You go downstairs here below the fold, and we can see today we're going to be talking about overlays. We're going to be building a little bit of an e-commerce shop, talking about some purchasing experiences. It's going to be some fun stuff. Then you're going to join the community chat. Not only can you be live chatting, but you can join our Adobe XD Discord server. Over 35,000 creatives inside of this Discord server. You can find feedback and critique and friendship and all sorts of cool stuff inside of here. It's also where you're going to be posting your work if you'd like, as well as on Behance. Watch the Daily Show. That's part 3. You're here right now. You know what to do. We watch the Daily Show. And then when we're done with the Daily Show, you can post your work up on Behance using the hashtag XD Daily Challenge, as well as post it to our Discord. Speaking of Discord and sweet segues into next segments, let's talk about some of the work that's been posted on our Discord lately. Let's talk about, we got some links here to check out. This link was submitted by Kartik, and he has been following along, and this is the Day 4 challenge, a little chat application we did yesterday. We talked about consistency in user experience design, internal, external, visual, functional consistency, and this absolutely kind of resonates with that. We have just consistent spacing, consistent size. The color everywhere makes sense. We have hovering, like, right, this is a link and now you've hovered. Oh, look, even our onboarding matches. That's so nice. Excellent work there. I love it. This link was submitted by Cornelian Block, who I believe is in the live chat today. Good job, Cornelian. I love looking at your work. This is a little chat app experience. And again, look, really simple. We even got the prototype integrated inside of your Behance submission. Everything looks really consistent, looks really, really clean, and you're using that blue very sparingly as some sort of action item, some sort of call to action, an active state. Looks really, really nice. Great work. And I also love that you went that little extra mile here and you prototype some different media types in there. Again, still using that consistency of color. Super duper nice. So if you want to have your work reviewed, we might take a look at a few more later on. Oh, here's another one. Let's look at this one by Nikesh really quickly inside of the Discord. We got this nice little onboarding or kind of like landing screen, launch screen. And then over here on the right, we're using similar colors, right? We got our avatars up top, up bottom, really, really nice. If I could give any sort of critique with this, I would just say, maybe you think through this. Let's zoom in this bottom section right here. Give it a little bit more space, a little bit more breathing room, and use breathing room and create a sense of consistency through that as well. That could be a thing that you do. But if you got that starting file down here for today's challenge for overlays, we're going to jump over to Adobe XD and see what we got. My starting file might look a little different than yours. That's okay. Don't worry about it. It's Tuesday. You do you, right? I didn't want to force you to use fonts and icons. You do what you like to do. The challenge today is about designing a browsing and purchasing experience for an e-commerce shop. We want to use overlays to create a series of confirmation dialogues tied to the user's actions, right? We want to focus on a series of dialogues that lead the user to the correct places. And really, when I think of dialogues, I think of modals, I think of pop-ups. The reason we do them is because it doesn't interrupt the flow of the user as much. They can quick view things, they can check things without leaving and refreshing and going to a new screen. They can stay right there in that same portal, in that same screen, and interact with rich media and content. Really, really cool. So got a little inspiration down here below if you need it. We also have a bunch of links to resources, icons, photos, fonts, good stuff like that, as well as the link to the Discord app and of course Behance.net. Let's jump over to our artboards. Let's see what we have for the day. Everybody doing pretty good? All right, everybody got plans? Tuesday, choose what you like. I like Tuesday. That was very clever, Richard Otley. Props to you for the creative use of the words. Let's jump back over to our desktop and make sure everything's running smoothly. Okay, so on my artboards, I got 2 artboards. We're probably gonna do a few more artboards as well. We're gonna rush today and try to get lots of stuff done. I just grabbed some typography. I popped that in. We don't need to use this, but I just created a little typography system. Also, side note, we did some typography work last week, and I totally did not know this. After you've created your modular scale, if you want to change it, you can literally grab all of the typography that is involved there, and you can grab it and just hold shift, and you can increase the size of everything by holding down shift, whoop, and we're gonna get some change in size there for our headlines. That's pretty cool. I just thought that that was really, really fun and interesting. So keep that in mind. Well, we're gonna create, you guessed it, we're gonna bring our donuts back around from our day 2 challenge, day 3 challenge. I forget when we use the donuts, but we're gonna bring some donuts back around because they're colorful and they're fun and I like them. But we're gonna start with some basic things. Basically what I want is, I wanna have a list of items that we can shop through. I wanna have a product screen. And with these 2 product screens, I wanna have a series of overlays or dialogues that people can quick view, see their cart, maybe see some more information without interrupting the user's flow as much as possible. So why don't we do that? We're gonna bring our headline over and let's just write donuts in here, okay? Donuts, okay, we're gonna put that right there. And why don't we bring this fun little donut icon that I found somewhere? Pretty fun. Look at that. We're already building fun stuff. This app today, just in case you're wondering, is gonna be all about having the fun. It's not gonna be really serious, except for the parts where we wanna make our users have a great experience. That's gonna be pretty serious, okay? So we're just aligning things, 20 pixels on the left and top edge there, putting donuts right there. It's looking pretty good. Is that, somebody said, Rashid said, is that a Pokeball? Close. It's a dough ball that has been fried and then battered and then frosting and delicious sprinkles and things on top. So definitely not a Pokeball, but very close. All right, let's bring our little menu icon. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And why don't we, I'm always looking for new ways to make a hamburger menu interesting. Why don't we go with 3? And why don't we just go, I'm gonna make you go that way, and I'm gonna make you go that way, all right? I mean, look, not super innovative, but the challenge today is not to be as creative as possible while making hamburger menus. But it's always nice to do something here. All right, 20 pixels over there on that side. So now we have a little menu on the top and the left. We got our donuts. Why don't we bring over our sub headline here? And you know, we haven't really talked about this yet in the challenge or in this series of challenges yet, but we could go to, if you wanted to, you could go over to your assets panel, choose your headline and save your character style just like that. Save another character style and then save your body copy character style. Why would you do that? Well, we'll talk about that later. First things first, I can delete it off the canvas or the artboard over there, and then later on I can drag it in, or excuse me, I can create some new text like this, and I can choose what I want it to be. So that's a really nice, it's just a nice flow is what I guess what I'm saying. Let's do this. Let's do featured donuts, and this might even be a little too big. I'm thinking maybe we want to bring this down. Watch this. We're going to bring that down, and then we're going to edit, right? Let's bring it down to match 16. Boom. Okay, so now it all matches. And why don't we just space this out? Featured donuts. Let's do keto donuts. Huh? Doing some specialty donuts here. Vegan donuts. And then specialty. Specialty? I don't want to write specialty. How about sale? What's another type of donut we can do? How about special? We'll just write special. Let's go with special. Okay, and we're going to take all these and we're just going to use our dispersing tools, distribute horizontally, make sure everything's like that. And we'll just line it up. Now we have some little, kind of just some oh, somebody said dairy free. Let's just lump that in with vegan, with the vegs. All right, let's take the one that we're currently on, and why don't we just pump it up? I'm feeling like, because all of those donuts are fun colors, I don't want to pick like a big bright accent color that I have to commit to. I want to keep everything pretty neutral, right? Pretty neutral. Okay, so with that being said, I'm just going to take these and group them together. Let's go back to our layers. Always group your layers, kids. Let's call that sections. And let's call this, group that together, and we'll just call this nav. And you have your donuts thing up there. All right, so far so good. Here's what I want to do. I want to play with some shapes here. I want to hurry up and just pound through these and get some donuts on the canvas and start playing. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. How about like just a nice big feature card kind of thing? And why don't we fill it with something right now just so we can see it? But I have a fun idea. Let's do like these long oval type deals. Just like this app does nothing but browse donuts. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Somebody said the menu text is pretty low contrast. You might be right about that. And we might want to just pump it up a little bit. I'm fine with that, right? Making a little bit of change there. Good call. Good call on the contrast. I appreciate you, right? We all help each other. That's what we do. No designer is perfect, but multiple heads, 130 people watching right now on the stream is better than just me. That's all I'm saying. So be open to critique, be open to feedback. Always, always, always. All right, let's grab Command or Control Shift L. I'm going to open this thing up. Let's bring a pink donut in. Whoa, that is a big honking donut. Let's close that up and just shrink that donut down. It doesn't need to be so big, does it? No. All right, looking pretty good here. I like just a little bit of dimensionality. You know me, bad at spelling, love dimensionality. That's me. So I'm going to take my color there. Why don't we just grab a pink that works kind of like that? So we could do dimensionality, maybe, but maybe we want to be just a little different. Maybe we want to keep things cool, all right? Here's another thought I had. We could also do something like this. Let's do an inner circle. So it's going to look like a toggle switch for a hot second. I'm not going for a toggle switch. But what I am doing is looking for a pink and then lightening it up. And then I'm going to put my pink donut inside of it. See what's happening here? It's all coming together. It's happening. All right, let's get our donut in there. That looks pretty cool. I wish I could just maybe... let's just try it. Let's see how it happens. You let me know in the chat what you think. Should we do like directly in the middle there, or should we do something a little bit more fun and like three-dimensionality it and cut this whole thing right here? So you let me know what you think. But for now, I'm probably just gonna go three-dimensional because that's what I'm comfortable with. Okay, doing that right there. Let's bring some text down, shall we? Why don't we bring one of those right in here, and we are speeding through this thing. We're gonna call this the sprinkle master. That's not how you spell master. See, I told you with the spelling and grammar. You were like, is he bad with spelling and grammar? We're using Sophia Pro, by the way, as our font for the day. Just thought maybe you'd be interested in that. I hadn't used it for a while. I thought I'd bring it back, okay? Why don't we also go up to our tools, and you used to call it the triangle tool. We call it the polygon tool now. We're going to drag that thing out. We're going to change the amount of sides, and then we are going to turn it into a star by changing the inside whatchamacallit, angle to it. Man, I can't talk today. It is a fun Tuesday. Let's go a little custom-made star here. What should we do? I think white, but then a little transparency down like that. We don't want to be overwhelming, right? The rating's there. That's not the whole deal. So let's put Command or Control R and repeat grid. Let's give this one 5 stars. It is a featured donut. I think it should be 5 stars, don't you? Okay. So maybe, and we're just going to, we could play with size here. Just bring these down. We're just having fun here. We're just playing with some spacing. That's looking pretty good. Like a little mini rating right there for the Sprinkle Master featured donut. Let's do the same thing here. Let's go white and just bring that opacity down a little bit. I like that. And I don't know, something like that. What's the consensus? I'm all about the donut, people are saying in the chat. And Julia says, I don't even like sprinkled donuts, but this is making me want one. Bro, I am so with you. Ooh, I kind of just like, maybe like that, or is that too much? Man, I'm having trouble with this donut. I'll tell you what, I just want to put it somewhere And where I actually want to put it is in my belly. So let's do this. I'm going to bring this down low, and I am going to, let's do, I mean, what are we shopping for here? Like, you can buy these in 1 dozen, and we'll put, I don't know, like, what's 1 dozen donuts? Like $21.99. These are some pricey donuts, but they're going to be also delicious at the same time. That's not the greatest little thing I've ever made in my life, I'll tell you that, but I don't, you know what I kind of want to do? Ooh, okay, I have a really quick idea before we move on and start making some of these dialogues. Let's get a white circle. Let's drop it behind. Okay. Let's bring it out like this. Let's just bring it really far down. Okay, maybe I do like that. You know, your first gut instinct sometimes is what you should go with. Okay, I'm going to take all of these and bring it together. I'm going to group it. Okay, and I'm just going to drag another one over here off screen. A little bit closer so we can see it. Why don't we replace the donut with a new donut, something very, very different color-wise, like blue, like that. And then that will cause us to hide our library, and let's pick a blue color. And now we have like a separate donut, like tucked off to the side. And you're like, okay, this is pretty cool, but how are we gonna do some overlays here? Well, okay, it looks like somebody says it looks like a donut pill. That is awesome. Hey, it might, but that's what we're doing right now, okay? Let's stay with the real low-key kind of thing. Let's do an ellipse. And here's where we're going to start getting a little e-commerce-y, okay? Let's just go nice, simple, black. A fab, which stands for a floating action button. Let's drag this little shopping bag icon in here. Let's grab all the paths, the vector paths there, make it white. And if we can grab it, drag it over here, okay? And what we could do is also, you could put a little, we're gonna have some fun right now. Let's do this, put it over the top, bring this down, maybe bring it down. Ooh, maybe instead we do black, but let's go a lighter black like that. Okay, that's looking all right so far. And let's take some text, zoom in, and we'll put that right there to tell ourselves that we have 2 items inside our shopping cart, okay? We're starting out a little slow. We're getting some of the basics out of the way here, but we are gonna start doing some modals right now, absolutely right now. So I don't like that little alert thing though. So maybe we do go white, and then this is black, like that. Let's do that, okay? Stands out just a little bit more, in my opinion, okay? So we're gonna move this over, make sure it's center aligned. Everything's looking all right. Let's do an overlay. All right, so think of this. When a user taps on this thing, do we wanna just refresh and go straight to a new page, or do we wanna create this nice flow for the user? Probably a nice flow for the user, I'm thinking. So instead of doing a brand new screen over here, let's first do an overlay. And I like to imagine what the overlay is going to look like first over on the actual screen. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle. Okay, something like that. Take my pointer clicker tool. All right, I'm going to take that off the border, add a little bit of shadow. Let's zoom in so we can see what we are doing. Pretty good, like something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that can come in. We could like add it to the cart kind of thing. So now I'm going to come over here and draw an artboard, right, to fit this little overlay. I just like to make sure it's the exact right size for me. Bring it right over there. And okay, so what we could do is you click on this pink donut. We're gonna present the pink donut to you, okay? And we could present it with some options, you know, and I don't have time. I wish I had time to do the options, but I don't. So let's just say, let's do something really, really fast like this. Boom, boom. I'm gonna drag something here like half dozen. Okay, well, let's just shrink this down. And the user's gonna have to select which one they want. 1 dozen, or let's go big, ready? 10 dozen. Who doesn't want 10 dozen of these delicious donuts? I know I do. Okay. All right. We're going to go back to semi-bold, something like that. Anyways, we don't have to spend a ton of time doing this. Why don't we just go like this? We'll do it something really, really easy. And then we can just take these down, and let's just draw a custom little check mark next to it, like this, that, and like that. Okay, so far so good. That was the ugliest check mark I think I've ever drawn in my entire life, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna increase the border size really quick like that. Let's just shrink that down. That is a chunky, weird looking little thing. That's okay. Let's just go with something like that. And then we can draw a really lame-o button at the bottom, because the style of the button is not what we are going after today. What we're trying to get after is the idea of these overlays. So let's do something like that. And we can put some text in there, sure. All right, so now we have an overlay. Let's just title it over here. Oh, why are you not working? Okay. There we go. Let's title it overlay. And let's do some prototyping. Okay, so we have this thing. We're going to go up to our prototype tab. And when I tap it, okay, I'm going to go over here. And so I tap. The action that I'm going to select, let's just zoom into our panel here, is going to not be transition or auto animated or any of those things. We're going to do overlay. Which artboard are we going to go to? We're going to go to overlay, okay? And then we're going to choose what we want. We want it to slide down. We want it to slide up. What? Let's choose slide up, ease in, ease out, and let's see what that looks like, okay? Let's go back and press our thing. We're going to tap, and we get this guy right here. Now, why did it show up at the bottom? Let's go up to a prototype, and we'll see. Because if we zoom in, you can see we have assigned where this little overlay should go, okay? So, get what I'm saying? You can put it anywhere you want on the screen, and dictate exactly where it comes in and where it goes out. So something like that. Maybe we need a little bit more. Let's go back to our design. Maybe we need a little bit more like a light border, something like that. And maybe we need our shadow to really get all out there and take care of it for us. Okay, so let's press play again. All right, something like that. You got to play with it. You got to play with it. And sometimes you can even play with the actual size of your artboard. Group this whole thing together. Good, just like that. We're going to put it in the middle. Now look, when we come back, we can see how big this artboard is. That's okay. We're just going to put it right in the middle there. Let's try it one more time. Boop. Now we're getting some overlays. This would be us adding it to our cart, just like that. We choose what we want, and then we could click, and it would add to our cart. Let's do another overlay. Why don't we? Well, since we still have a little bit of time, we'll drag another overlay down here. We'll call this, pardon me, jump out on our layers panel. We'll call this overlay cart, and we'll zoom back in. I don't know how I zoomed in so crazy like that. But what we can do here is, let's do a little, let's let the user check their cart, right? So we're gonna do this, something like that. Drag another one down. Let's bring our blue donut back in like that. And so we can put here, boom, boom, close our library, get rid of these guys, get rid of this. And why don't we do this and here like that. We'll drag both of these over and we'll put the price, right? So we can do like $9.99, something like that. Okay, let's right anchor it just like that. Boom. Bring it down like this. Also $9.99 for those. And then might as well just really quickly, let's put some text inside this thing. Checkout, just like that. Let's choose a pink and let's darken the pink a little bit. That'll be kind of fun. So you can do something just like that. And then what we'll do is come back into our prototype with our few minutes that we have left here. And why don't we really quickly first grab all these elements, group them together into one button so that when we prototype, we go here. Again, we get that overlay. We're going to get it right in the middle there. Let's check our prototype now. So we can check which donut do we want. Great, cool. We purchased it. Let's go to our cart experience. There it is. There's our checkout. We're ready to check out. And then you can lead the user over. Now, again, what is the point of all of these, like overlays and dialogues, right? We can interact with them, we can play with them, we can have fun with them, all that kind of stuff. And you can even do some extra prototyping over here on the actual overlays themselves. So if we wanted to here, like maybe click on an individual donut like this, and then we want to, like bounce out to like a new screen, we can do that, right? So now we have the play button. Come here, and some of these things are clickable like this. It's gonna lead us out to a new screen if we did it right. I don't have time to do it right. I'm rushing, but you get the point. The idea is to keep the user on a screen and not disturb their flow. And this is why so many web applications and websites have moved to progressive loading or being able to preload pages so that you can just bounce over. It feels a little bit more native, and that's what we want. We don't want screens constantly just blanking and refreshing and blanking and refreshing. We want to give a nice, seamless experience to our users. And this is just one technique and way to do that, to not interrupt our users, is by using something like modals and overlays and using Adobe XD to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's challenge. I would love to see all of your challenges and your work inside of the Discord. Post it on Behance. Make sure to use that hashtag XD Daily Challenge. We're going to be right back here at the same time tomorrow doing the XD Daily Challenge. We're going to be focusing on some more UX principles, doing some more design stuff, having some more fun, and raving about the tacos that we ate here on this fine Tuesday afternoon. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Stay tuned. We got some awesome stuff here on the Behance Live. So we got some more people coming. I don't know who's coming up next. I'm so bad at that, but stay tuned. Lots of great content. Go grab yourself a drink, go use the restroom, and then get right back here in front of your computer and be ready to follow along with some great work. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you next time.